Some people face a setback and barely recover. Others face the exact same setback and somehow come back sharper, calmer, harder to shake the next time. The difference isn't luck, and it isn't even really toughness. It's a specific psychological pattern researchers can actually describe, and it's something you can deliberately build. Most people aim for resilience, and resilience is genuinely good. It means you get knocked down and eventually return to how you were before. But there's a step beyond that, something researchers now call antifragility, a term introduced by risk analyst Nassim Nicholas Taleb. An anti-fragile system doesn't just survive a shock, it uses the shock as raw material to become stronger than it was before the disruption ever happened. This isn't just a motivational idea. Biologists have a related concept called hormesis, the well-documented pattern where a moderate dose of stress triggers your body or mind to adapt and strengthen itself, while an absence of any stress at all leaves you soft, and an overwhelming dose breaks you completely. Muscle literally works this way. Tear it slightly under controlled strain, and it rebuilds denser than before. Your mind runs on a strikingly similar mechanism. Here's the part that surprises most people. Researchers studying trauma survivors have documented something called post-traumatic growth, a well-established pattern where people who go through genuinely difficult experiences report afterward stronger relationships, a clearer sense of what matters, and a level of personal strength they didn't have access to before. This isn't survivors romanticizing their pain. It's a measurable, repeatedly documented outcome, and it means difficulty isn't purely a cost. Under the right conditions, it's an input your mind can convert into something usable. So, what actually separates someone who gets crushed by a problem from someone who gets sharpened by it? Resilience researchers point to something called threat appraisal versus challenge appraisal. Facing a hard situation as a threat to survive triggers a defensive, self-protective response. You brace, shut down, and try to endure it. Facing the exact same situation as a challenge to meet triggers a completely different physiological state. More focus, more available energy, less panic. Same event, two different nervous systems producing two different outcomes based entirely on the framing your mind assigns to it in the first few seconds. That framing isn't fixed, it's trainable. People who deliberately expose themselves to manageable difficulty, a hard workout, a genuinely uncomfortable conversation, a real deadline instead of an easy one, are essentially running the same hormetic principle your muscles use, except on the nervous system itself. Not overwhelming stress with no support, which breaks people down. Dosed, survivable difficulty, repeated consistently, which builds a mind that has practical evidence it can handle more than it assumed. This is why people who've been through real hardship and came out the other side often seem strangely calm in situations that would panic everyone else. It's not that problems stopped being difficult for them, it's that their mind has actual proof, stored from experience, that difficulty is survivable and often even useful, so the next hard thing doesn't register as a threat with the same intensity it once did. You don't build a mind like that by avoiding every hard thing life offers you. You build it the same way you build anything else that's supposed to get stronger under load, by seeking out just enough resistance, recovering properly, and letting the evidence accumulate that you are, in fact, harder to break than you assumed. Do that enough times, and problems stop finding an easy target. They start finding you.